G'day everybody. About to do a bird feed for the babies. Waiting patiently. They have the goodness within. So they prefer to wait and be righteous than to attack too much. Have patience a little bit. Just like humans and stuff, isn't it? But anyway, I want to talk about what Packer talked about many years ago when it comes to Australia changing rules. Now, what do we see these days, people, when things go wrong? Right? We hear a lot of rules changing. Oh, we still haven't got it right. Something's going wrong. Changing. Oh, we haven't got something over here right. Changing. Wasting money, blowing money. This and that and this. Now, when you have such a country that's done this, and you can look back in history, you can look back in question time to see where they are. Because question time's there, it's not really important. That's why they carry on. They carry on. Because it's just for the public to see where they're up to. Well, thank you for showing where you're up to. And we can look back on it too, if you really want to, and most public don't because they find this kind of stuff boring and all that. But if they really want to find things, what's going on for real, unless you're in a bubble until you hit the real world, right? So a bubble means that you have parents still looking after you as a kid, right? And you're not worrying about those certain things. You have your family business that's been passed down, so it's not what you know until you know kind of thing. And so your life isn't sweet. You get good pay, your pay's not low. And these type of people will just keep doing what they do, right? And everybody else will be up and down, struggling constantly, getting somewhere, whinging and whining, but not quite enough. They haven't hit that bracket where shit's hit the fan like you see overseas all the time with the poorer countries. They're constantly fighting, shitting hitting the fan more often because they're always in the shit and never really getting out. They get broken promises constantly as they have too many chefs coming in to take over the meal. Right? Constantly. As we constantly fail to get a leader that's right. We always get deceived. It's just propaganda. Constant propaganda. All we mostly get fed is propaganda. Who looks cool, of who could do that job, the coolest to do that job, showed the most people, all this kind of very unimportant things to get these people elected. Right? And when that happens, they're all in their bubble. They'll change things when they need to, if you whinge hard enough and stuff like that. But they won't really do their job. Right? They need to change things when they should just be already doing it. That's why they're there. They're not there to go, all right, I'm going to do the vote count for all the decisions that are whinging at me. Right? They should already know that. That's got to get fixed. That's what you got in for. Right? Be done quickly. I reckon people that get in and say they're going to do all these stuff, people should go, well, you're going to do that within a year or 6 months, right? Otherwise, we don't want to hear it. We'll say it's propaganda. You probably only do that, won't you? But we've got lots of things to do. You better tell me some more that you're going to do before we vote you in then. Because we might be worried that you might just do what you said you're going to do and then that's it and go, well, I did say those few things I said I was going to change. Even most leaders can't even do that. And then they pass the buck, as you see in question time. They get nowhere. So there's no use having a leader that can't control his little flock that he's got to work with him, because that's why we got certain spots. And they all work for us. Right? And they're meant to get along and work for him if he sounds logical. If he's logical, they're meant to get along. Right? But apparently, if you're logical or not, they can say no. Certain areas can screw up just because they don't know how to think logical. And what do I mean by that? Well, it's just like the court that I've talked about up here that I went to about marijuana and why their test is faulty, is why I went there to go tell them. And they shouldn't do such a thing because drug tests to find out if you're a dangerous driver at that time. Right? It's not there to find out if you've had such a thing. And you haven't advertised that if you just have such a thing, you should just make that ad. If you've had marijuana, don't bother driving. Put it out. That's the truth, everybody. Because you will get caught sooner or later like a drink driver. Right? Bang it up. Be truthful to the people. Instead of bullshit behind the scenes and fake rights and fake sayings when they can say, no, you're just this and you're not. You're not even that. Right? And the people that are around you could even say that. They could even say he's more calmer and more safe and more logical and thinking than what we were. Because he's not on that at the moment, but he's a good person, you see? Right? You have a drongo on it. The drongo will always be drongo and it worse a drongo, won't they? They're slowed down in their drongo-ness, because that's what marijuana does. It slows down the mind. But anyway, back to the government again, and all their screw-ups and can't think right. You know what? See how I'm talking right now? I can make sure within 6 months and every day of that 6 months that I make sure one is very discussed well. And the next thing, and if it's right, it should be done. So I go here, here's me debate. This is what we need done. Tell me that I'm wrong. And then I'll tell that to the people. But this is what we got. Tell me a better plan, for real. And I won't just have a whinge at question time. In fact, question time, I'll give you something you don't even know what's coming. More likely like that, and then I can talk about it afterwards. Sort of how I see question time. Because anything I've talked about, I'm going to come behind the scenes and just keep talking to you like they say in these question times. Come and see me. Don't just send a letter. They can easily divert that and go, we didn't get it and shit. So you don't whinge about it. If you've sent a letter, you prove that you sent a letter, right? Video it, prove it. Wait 2 weeks, should have easily been there. We're a government. Everyone else gets it. And you haven't got it yet. You rock up and you go, well, I sent a letter. Right, why haven't you got it? They can try to cock-a-doodle some excuses. You go, okay, there's a part in your department you need to fix, or we need to fix. Now let's have this discussion about this policy and where this money needs to go. Right? And you go from there. And if they've got anything smart to say, well, you get out, you talk to the news, right? Or you make a YouTube video about what you're trying to do and who's delaying you right at this time. And hopefully next week we can have a discussion. These people can think and not go on too many holidays, everybody. That's what I'll be saying, things like that. I'll find out about them, right, to get our answer. Right? Once they give us our answer, they can go on a holiday, everybody. But they want to go on holidays and do all this before they give us an answer. They need holidays all the time. They need all your taxpayers' money, everybody. They weren't there to work hard. They were there to have a credit card with no limit, apparently. So Packer was right about businesses not wanting to come over here. And if he's right with all that, then you might as well go with my plan about, well, Australia wants to change things so much because they don't know really what they want to be. They constantly change. They say they want to be green, but they're hypocritical over here, and people know, and then they're like, oh shit, we can't go green. They don't know what they want to be, right? Then they might as well take it over themselves. There's money in that department. For a company to come and buy it, that means there must be money there, right? Otherwise, companies don't want it. Companies come over here buying shit because Australia's going, there's money there, and there's no money there. It's all fucked up, and they can't do things right. They've got to charge right, and the government's asking how much they want to charge. Packer talks about it. That's a while back, and it's still happening. As we've heard the electricity companies talk today that they can't make money in certain areas and certain companies. Right? Because the government screwed it, and then they want them to come over and fix their problem like they do with the people. It's pretty fucked, eh? They think, oh, it's all right. People always fix it. They always have. You know, I had people say that to me all the time. You know, don't worry too much. We always get out of it. Yeah, you can. But have you seen how the government always gets out of it? The number of their debt just keeps going higher. Inflation goes up. And the only way we've seen this be fixed so far in human history is big wars. Right? Or your country does collapse. And another one comes in and takes over. Have a look if you want to see what a big country will look like in the end. Have a look at those smaller ones. They're all dominated by corruption in there. It can't fix itself. It needs a reboot. It needs someone to come in and go, which is a war. Now, come here, you my little kitty, my child, as some people would say. Come here, child. Now it's sad, but we're all going to have a reset. That's how it starts after a war. And we're going to do this now, and you're going to all start working now, and this is going to be the pay now, and it's a restart. Right? How can you do that peacefully? Right? And that's by having a leader going up talking about that it's going to be hard. And the leader has to struggle with them. The leader cannot go, oh, I'm a leader, I shouldn't have to struggle with yous. Well, he could, but to make them push harder, you be just like them. Go, look, I'm living just like you, and look what I'm doing. I'm doing it. You do it. I'm living just like the middle class. I have to go live like the bum and try to go middle class. Go to the people, how they're living, how you can tell them that they can get up and get going. And you live just the same until you all get there, till that plan gets through. And then we go, look, now you all got better pay. Now I can go get myself a better building to hang out with. I'll ask a little bit more money off you guys to fly around in a better plane. As you're more proud of me and you want to see me in something like that. Wouldn't you want to do that? Instead of just these people just choosing that for themselves, for their unlimited credit card. But anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Just a blab for the day. And have a good one, everybody. Man, I'm just going to clear my throat. There we go. And go have a coffee. See you later. Meow, meow, meow. Baby, say bye too.